I, female 28, have been friends with Brittany, female 28, since we were about 5 or 6, and we're very close to this day. As part of having a friendship with me, she was around my brother, Mark, 30, quite a lot as children, and their romance blossomed as teenagers. They married 5 years ago. Unfortunately, my brother passed in a tragic accident 2 years ago and left a mountain of debt for Brittany. She was 8 months pregnant then and ended up moving in with my parents. She and her daughter, Lilac, toddler, live with my parents to this day, and the family alternate watching Lilac so Brittany can get her degree. Everyone has really rallied around Brittany in such a trying time. For Christmas, my husband, 30, bought an all-inclusive trip for him and me to explore Paris and have a romantic getaway. I've always had Paris on my wish list, and I'm so grateful for him for such a wonderful gift. We leave in February for 2 weeks, which is a dream come true. I told my parents about the gift, and they then told Brittany, who called me in floods of tears asking that I take her instead of my husband. She said that she would never be able to experience a romantic getaway like that with her own husband, and that we, my husband and I, could just go again at another time. She said she gave up everything to raise Lilac, and she would love for us to have a girls' trip like we did when we were younger. I told Brittany that that wasn't possible. This was a gift from my husband to me, and I fully expected to have a romantic getaway with him. Brittany told me that I was punishing her for being a widow, and that it was unfair I would have a love affair in Paris while she cried at my brother's grave. My husband thinks she's trying to make me feel guilty, but said he would step out of the trip if I wanted to take Brittany. The thing is that I want to go with my husband. But my parents have since called to tell me that they would watch Lilac and that I shouldn't rub my happy marriage in Brittany's face. My mom told me I would be selfish to leave a grieving widow over Valentine's Day. Am I being an idiot? Not the idiot. What did I just read? The entitlement is unreal. That's such an unreasonable request. Frankly, if that's how she feels, she should be going for therapy. You're not throwing your marriage in her face. You're celebrating your marriage between you and your husband. If your parents are so concerned about her Valentine's Day experience, they should pay for her trip themselves instead of trying to steal someone else's. Moreover, your parents are the ones who told Brittany about the trip, not you, so how can they say you're rubbing it in her face? Take a weekend with her to the spa if you want to, but do not compromise about your Christmas gift. And to be honest, the fact that she said you're punishing her for being a widow by going to Paris with your husband makes me think she's highly manipulative and/or she needs therapy rather than a trip. You and your parents could pay for therapy if you can afford it. Seems more like she's trying to punish OP for being happily married. OP, did you vow to forsake all others when you married your husband? You don't just get to prioritize your relationship with your spouse, you're supposed to. You will be a big idiot if you kick out your husband, who paid for the trip, for her. And she's an idiot for even asking this, and your parents made this drama. OMG, what is wrong with the people around you? Paris is a transatlantic trip, not a quick weekend city break by train or budget airline. Tell your parents to take her and Lilac on a trip if they feel sorry for her. Brittany has lost a partner, but you lost a brother. You need this time as much as she does. And I'm sure you could use a little happiness in your life as well. Go to Paris. Do not feel guilty. Enjoy the heck out of yourselves. The rest of them will get over it. If not, they're not very good friends or family. I'm sorry, but to quote Reba, the world does not stop for her broken heart. Over the summer, I, 39 female, my husband 42 and my son, pre-tween, took a trip to Myrtle Beach. We had a great time at the beach and we stopped at a nearby gift shop to pick up some souvenirs. My son spotted a toy ball with cute strawberry characters on it. He absolutely loved it and begged me to buy it for him. I told him that maybe Santa would get it for him for Christmas. I then purchased the ball and put it away for Christmas. 4 months later, not a week goes by that my son doesn't mention the ball. Quite frankly, I've never seen him so excited about something before, so I was super excited for him to open it on Christmas morning. So Christmas rolls around and my husband and I give my son his gifts. He opens the ball and he's ecstatic. My husband, on the other hand, was less than thrilled. He knew all about the ball, but apparently he had never taken a close look at it. He says he's concerned that our son would want what was clearly a toy for girls. I was shocked and tried to explain that it was just a toy ball, and it didn't really matter who it was marketed for. He dropped the conversation and I thought the issue was settled. So fast forward a week. The ball suddenly goes missing from our house. My son is distraught and I have no idea where it went. My husband then revealed to me privately that he'd given the ball to his brother to give to his younger niece and purchased him a different one, Spider-Man, which granted he loves. I was absolutely livid. I reminded him of our son's love for the ball and how excited he was to get it. I told him that what he did was incredibly insensitive and thoughtless. Yet my husband argues that he did it for the greater good and was protecting our son from bullying. I replied that he was being ridiculous and that our son wouldn't be bullied for having a toy traditionally viewed as being for girls. To be honest, it didn't even look like a girl's toy. So here's where I may have taken things a bit too far. I told my son, the reason why the ball is gone is that your dad gave it away to someone else without asking. My husband was immediately angry with me and told me that I was trying to turn our son against him and that I should have left it alone. He's dead set on the fact that I'm in the wrong here, but I was just telling the truth and that it needed to be said. Looking back, it was a bit wrong of me to tell my son the truth, as that's going to hurt him and strain their relationship. But at the same time, it isn't right for my husband to interfere with our son's Christmas gift without consulting either of us first. I could have handled the situation better by not telling our son. Am I the idiot? My goodness, too late, the ball made him gay. Not the idiot, OP. Your husband is a real piece of work. How do you think he will react if your son turns out to be gay or transgender? He's the one that crossed the united front line and made a unilateral decision, not you. He has no right to be angry at you and needs therapy to get over the idea that a ball with strawberries is a threat to his manhood. A good rule of thumb in life: if you don't do shameful things, you don't have to worry when someone tells the truth about you. If telling the truth about your husband's actions will turn your son against him, then that means that his actions are what turned your son against him. Yeah, what is the rotten marshmallow puff kind of nonsense your husband is carrying on about a dang toy? You're not the idiot for sticking up for your boy. Ironically, your husband bullied the situation under the guise of your son not getting bullied. He needs to kick rocks with that. I don't know how I feel about you telling your young son of this, so I'm withholding full judgment. At the end of the day, you are married to a bully who has many other issues beyond misogyny. I let my husband know there will never be another type of event involving all these nasty behaviors, or you need to peace all the way out. Good luck. My two friends and I, all 38 female, always meet for birthdays every year. We exchange presents and do a group activity and a meal. The birthday girl gets treated to everything. My birthday is at the end of this month. I sent a group text to my friends about the restaurant I wanted to go to and asked if a specific date worked for everyone. Sarah said she won't be there, so I asked what about another weekend, and apparently she's going to be away for a few months. She said just to celebrate without her. I felt pretty offended that she would choose to vacation during my birthday. I feel like it's a slight. Plus, Sarah has been acting weird and talking to me less for months now, so I texted her and asked if everything was okay. I am straightforward, so I told her directly, I feel like you've been avoiding me. Why else would you purposefully go away for my birthday? Sarah immediately got defensive and annoyed. She said, I'm a hypocrite because I went away for her birthday weekend last year, and you didn't hear her complain. Plus, I'm always a diva when it comes to our other friend's birthday, and overall she needs a break from our friendship because she just doesn't think I've been a good friend. So, I'm not talking to her now. She has a lot of animosity toward me for no reason. Am I the idiot for getting upset she's ditching me on my birthday? You are the idiot. You're 38. The world doesn't revolve around you, and not every tradition is a good one. It may have worked for the time, but if it's no longer needed, evaluate it and recalibrate. We no longer put leeches on people, right? Life is more complex when you're older with more responsibilities. It doesn't work like it did when we were all 20s and could do whatever we wanted. You ghosted her birthday but are offended she's doing the same. Also, she's not skipping out on your birthday, she's going to be gone for months. You confronted her and she told you exactly what was up. She thinks you're a hypocrite, a diva, and a bad friend and is taking a break from you. If these opinions of hers are based on reality, you are the idiot times 3. If you want to keep your friend group, it's time for self-examination and personal growth. I'm wondering what OP thought Sarah should do. Oh no, this month's long trip that I'm going on conflicts with my friend's birthday. Guess I better not go on the trip after all. Is OP 38 or 18? And concerned about the birthday party? I'm shocked at her age. People have lives that don't revolve around you, and your birthday comes every year. It's not that big of a deal. OP has a main character syndrome. Purposely go away for my birthday, like her schedule should entirely revolve around one day of the year that actually has nothing to do with her. Translation: since I'm the only person that really matters, I can't imagine anyone making a decision in which I am not their primary concern. Therefore, if the decision negatively impacts me, it must be an intentional slight. Wow, grow up. I, 20, have an infant daughter. It's just her and me because her dad didn't want anything to do with her. Fine by me. Currently, I have zero interest in dating. My dad wasn't exactly an active participant in my upbringing. He met my stepmother when I was 10, and they've since had my 2 brothers, one being only 2 months older than my daughter. I moved in with him because my mother couldn't handle a baby in the house. I'm currently doing my L3 apprenticeship in childcare. I work 35-hour weeks, not long, but one of the settings is an hour's walk and nearly an hour bus ride. I'm out usually 6:30 a.m. till 7 p.m. I pay rent, cook for everyone and do chores. I pay my stepmother to babysit for me as she's a stay-at-home mom. However, in 2 months my daughter can start the nursery I work in. I know my stepmother has always wanted a daughter, but sometimes I do get jealous or upset about how close she is to my daughter, as in sometimes she won't let me hold her or feed her or walk her. She does apologise afterwards, says she gets anxious because how young I am, but I'm hoping if I suck it up, I'll be able to afford my own place in a year. My stepmother's sister visited and I overheard. I don't know why my dad referred to my daughter and his son as his and my stepmother's little babies. I waited until my step-aunt left and reminded him that he didn't even want to be called granddad. He's not my baby's dad, nor is she her mother. He said, sorry about how often we look after them, sometimes it does feel like she's our daughter. He's been encouraging me to go to university and said he continue to look after her when I go to university. I did cry and my stepmother said I was overreacting and that I should be happy with how close everyone is and how much they do for me, and sometimes people do form unconscious bonds and thoughts, and since they apologised, I shouldn't have manipulated them. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot, as in sometimes she won't let me hold her, feed her or walk her. What the heck? She's really crossing the line and must respect some clear boundaries I don't even have to mention. The problem here isn't they sometimes feel like their grandkids are their own children, but they are actually trying to undermine your role as a parent. They make her pay rent, cook for everyone, and pay her stepmother, who is a stay-at-home parent, just to watch her child. They're not looking out for her or trying to help her. If they were, they'd watch her daughter for free, since stepmom is already at home watching her son, who is almost the exact same age. They want her to go to uni so that they can keep taking advantage of her rent money, babysitting money, cooking and cleaning, not to help her. OP, I would ensure your daughter starts going to the daycare with you soon, even if it's more expensive than paying your stepmom. I have a feeling the attachment to your daughter is only going to get more out of hand. Once you are stable in your job and your child can come with you daily, get out as fast as you can. Good luck, OP. Please don't trust these people. Agree and beware that they may be planning to take custody of your child. I hate to go there, but this is usually how extended families get full custody of their niece, nephew or grandchildren. OP should definitely be careful and have her guard up. They may be laying the groundwork to take custody of her, especially since she said her stepmom wants a daughter. My wife became obsessed with saving money and budgeting ever since inflation increased. Every Sunday she sits down, calculates how much we can spend the next week, and puts only that amount into our shared account. She's been uncomfortably open about this with our friends. For example, if they ask us to go out to a bar together, she'll say our budget won't let us, so let's drink at home. Whenever they invite us to do something that costs money, she offers a cheaper alternative saying we're trying to save money. My wife is responsible for our family finances, and she's generally really good at setting up goals and reaching them. But it has now gotten to the point where my friend drew me aside and asked if we need help and offered to pay for the next outing. Afterward, I told my wife about it and told her that she should stop always acting like we're broke because it makes me feel uncomfortable. She said that she always asks for my approval for our weekly budget, and it's not right that I'm now blaming her for a small misunderstanding with my friend. Meanwhile, I agreed to everything. She then kind of called me shallow for worrying about appearances. Am I really the one in the wrong here? She is projecting this image that we're broke everywhere. Meanwhile, we save about 50% of our income every month. Am I the idiot? Your wife is correct. You reviewed the family budget and agreed to it. And now you complain as if she made the budget decisions all by herself. You want the benefit of your wife's hard work without doing even the bare minimum of paying attention and offering your input when you're asked. Instead, you blame her after the fact just because your friend's question embarrassed you. Yeah, you are the idiot. I can't believe people are actually on his side. He's definitely the idiot here. They've got loans and goals to expand their family. She's not telling people they're broke. She's saying they're on a budget because they are. He can just tell his friends the truth about their financial goals. Nowhere in his post does he say he disagrees with the budget. He's just afraid of looking bad. He's either very sensitive or he has shallow friends. Hope he is just a lazy bum who can't be bothered to help manage his own household finances. Then he finds a way to criticize his wife's work after already approving it. Hope he needs to learn to be an adult and take responsibility. Don't dump it all on your wife. Disagree. Not the idiot. You're saving 50% but you're not enjoying life. What's the point? A good budget should include some allowance for socializing. It sounds like she's become obsessive about budgeting. Her responses to your friends make it sound like you're experiencing financial difficulties, and there are better ways to handle it, especially if she's countering every invite from your friends with a cheap or stay-at-home alternative. When people are offering to pay for you because she tells everyone you're broke when you're not, she manipulates their kindness.